You kill people! How do you expect me to cope with that? I sleep in the same room with a murderer!
Yes. I kill people. I kill them for you.
I never asked you to!
My voice echoed through Alessandro's penthouse at 2 a.m. I'd just found the files. 12 dead men, all killed in the past 6 months. All connected to me. He didn't flinch. Yes, I kill people. I killed them for you. I never asked you to. You didn't have to ask. That's what protection means, Valentina. You murdered them. I eliminated threats. There's a difference. No, there isn't. I was crying, furious and terrified. You don't get to decide who lives and dies. Someone has to, because you're too kind, too forgiving. So yes, I decide. I always will. That's when I understood this wasn't protection. This was obsession. Let me tell you how I got here. My name is Valentina Ricci. I'm 29, and I own a flower shop in Brooklyn. For exactly 1 year, someone left me roses. Every morning. 365 roses. No name, no card. Until day 365, when the final rose came with a note. Each rose represents someone I killed for you. The police found 12 bodies. My abusive ex, a stalker, my landlord, all murdered, all connected to me. The killer, Alessandro DeLuca, Mafia underboss. The man I'd saved 5 years ago when he stumbled bleeding into my shop. He never forgot. For 5 years he's been watching, protecting, killing. 2 weeks after I discovered the truth, his enemies attacked me. He saved me, then forced me into his penthouse for protection. 3 weeks of proximity, of seeing the man behind the monster, of falling for someone I should hate. Tonight, I found new files, more targets, more death, and tonight I discovered something else. I'm pregnant. I can't do this, I told him. I can't pretend this is simple anymore. I showed him the pregnancy test. Silence. Then, what do you want to do? First time he'd ever asked. I want to know if you can love me without killing for me. If you can be a father without teaching violence. Because if you can't, we have a problem. I don't know if I can. Then we have a problem. That was 6 hours ago. This is how I fell in love with a killer. How he fell in love with the woman who saved him. And how we both had to decide if love is worth the cost. This is blood and roses. Let me tell you what actually happened. At 6:47 a.m. on a cold November morning, I opened the back door of Petal and Thorn and found the 365th rose waiting for me. Black box, red satin ribbon, single perfect rose, same as every morning for the past year, except this time there was a note tucked inside. My hands trembled as I unfolded it. The handwriting was elegant, controlled, almost beautiful. Valentina, each rose represents a threat I eliminated. You never saw them coming because I made sure they never reached you. The man who followed you home on August 12th, your ex-boyfriend who was planning to visit. The landlord who installed cameras in your bathroom. The client who drugged your coffee on March 3rd. All of them. Gone. You were never in danger because I never let you be. You saved my life once. I've spent every day since saving yours. I read it 3 times. Then I vomited in my trash can. This wasn't romantic. This was a confession. Someone had been killing people. For me. Because of me. In my name. I called 911 with shaking fingers. I need to report. I think someone's been committing murders. Multiple murders. I have a note. Evidence. Please send someone. The police arrived within 20 minutes. Detective Sarah Chen took my statement, while her partner photographed everything. Ms. Ricci, do you have any idea who might have sent this? No. I've been getting roses for a year, every single day. I thought it was a secret admirer. And you never tried to find out who? I did. I installed cameras, changed my routine. Asked around. Nothing. The roses just appeared every morning. Detective Chen studied the note. It mentions your ex-boyfriend. Can you tell me about him? My stomach twisted. Marcus Webb. We dated for 2 years. He was abusive, controlling. I left him 3 years ago. Got a restraining order. And? He died 6 months ago. They said it was suicide. He hung himself in his apartment. The detective's expression changed. Ms. Ricci, I need you to stay here. Don't touch anything. We're going to need a full statement. By noon, they'd found Marcus's body wasn't suicide. The hanging was staged. He'd been strangled first. By 3 p.m., they'd found my old landlord, Raymond Torres. Fell down the stairs 2 years ago. Except the autopsy showed he'd been pushed. By evening, they'd identified 11 more bodies, all men, all dead under suspicious circumstances, all connected to me. Someone had been systematically killing anyone who posed a threat to me. For years. And I never knew. Ms. Ricci, Detective Chen said as the sun set, whoever wrote this note has been watching you for a very long time. They know your schedule, your habits, the people in your life. This level of surveillance suggests obsession. They killed 12 people to protect me. I think we're past possibly dangerous. Do you feel safe going home tonight? I laughed. It sounded hysterical even to my own ears. I haven't felt safe since I was 24, but I've gotten very good at pretending. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the note. About the 12 dead men. About Marcus, who I'd hated and feared and desperately wanted gone from my life. Someone had granted that wish. Permanently. At 2 a.m., I got out of bed and did something I probably shouldn't have. I went to my storage unit and pulled out the box labelled 2019, security footage. The night everything started. I needed to see it again, needed to understand. Because 5 years ago, a man stumbled into my flower shop bleeding from a gunshot wound, and I saved his life without ever learning his name. What if that man was A? What if I'd saved a killer? 5 years ago, December 17th, 2:14 a.m. I was in the back of Petal and Thorn doing inventory because nightmares about Marcus kept me awake. The shop was the only place that felt safe. That's when I heard the crash. Someone had broken through my front door, stumbled, fell. I grabbed my phone, ready to call 911, and peered around the corner. A man lay on my floor, bleeding. So much blood. His expensive suit was soaked, his face pale, lips blue, eyes unfocused. Please, he whispered. Help. I should have stayed away. Should have just called police. But I'd taken first aid after Marcus broke my ribs, and I'd waited too long for the hospital. I'd promised myself if someone needs help, I help. So I helped. I grabbed my first aid kit, knelt beside him, assessed the wound. Gunshot, left shoulder, through and through. Bleeding heavily but not arterial. Stay with me, I said, applying pressure. You're going to be okay. What's your name? He didn't answer, just looked at me with dark, intense eyes, like he was memorizing my face. I called 911, gave the address, kept pressure on the wound. Hey, I said, because he was fading. Stay with me. Keep your eyes open. Tell me something. What's your favourite flower? Never thought about it. Think now. Roses, tulips, daisies. Roses, he whispered. My mother loved roses. Good. What colour? Red. Always red. The ambulance arrived 7 minutes later. They loaded him onto a stretcher. I gave my statement. I didn't know him, he just appeared. Yes, I'd rendered aid. As they wheeled him out, he grabbed my hand. Squeezed once. Thank you, he said, for seeing me. Strange words. But I nodded. Be safe. I never saw him again. The police said he refused to give a statement, left the hospital the next day against medical advice. I forgot about him, moved on, focused on healing from Marcus, building my business, surviving. But he didn't forget about me. Now, 5 years later, I watched that security footage on my laptop, studied the man's face, the way he looked at me, the intensity. Then I noticed something I'd missed before. At 2:47 a.m., after the ambulance left, a car pulled up across the street. A man got out, expensive suit, dark hair. He stood watching my shop for 3 minutes. Then he got back in and drove away. I rewound, enhanced the image. The man watching was the same man I'd saved. He'd left the hospital, come back, and stood outside watching. Even then, even that first night. My phone buzzed. Detective Chen. Ms. Ricci, we need you at the station tomorrow. We've identified a pattern. The same person appears in the background of each crime scene. Did you get a clear image? Yes. Facial recognition is running now. But Ms. Ricci, whoever this is, they're highly trained, professional. The way they move, avoid cameras. This isn't amateur. After we hung up, I couldn't stop shaking. Professional killer, watching me, protecting me, murdering for me. I went to my window, looked at the dark street. Every shadow felt occupied. Was he out there now? Watching? I stepped back, closed the curtains, triple-checked my locks. Then I called my therapist's emergency line. Dr. Miranda Oakes answered on the third ring. Valentina? What's wrong? I think I'm in danger. Or I was. Or I'm the most protected person in New York. I can't tell anymore. Slow down. Tell me what happened. I told her everything. The roses, the note, the bodies. Valentina, how do you feel about this? Terrified. Violated, grateful. Horrified that I'm grateful. That's normal. What you're describing is complex trauma. Someone removed your agency while claiming to protect it. But what if they really were protecting me? What if Marcus was going to hurt me and this person stopped him? Even if that's true, you deserve to know. You deserve to choose. What if my choice got me killed? Silence. That's the question, isn't it? Dr. Oakes said finally. We'll never know. But Valentina, protection without consent is still violation. I hung up feeling worse. Because I kept thinking, Marcus is dead. The stalker is dead. The landlord is dead, and I'm alive. How angry should I be about that? The next morning I went to the police station. Detective Chen led me to a conference room where photos covered the walls. Crime scenes, surveillance footage, timelines. This is everyone connected to the note, she said. 12 confirmed victims. We suspect there are more. I studied the photos. Marcus Raymond Torres. Others I vaguely recognized, men whose faces triggered unease. We found the pattern, Detective Chen continued. Every victim had documented interaction with you. This man, she pointed to a photo, was arrested for following you 2 years ago, released on bail, found dead 3 days later. I remember him. He waited outside my shop, made comments. I reported him. He was planning to escalate. We found zip ties, duct tape, chloroform in his apartment. My stomach lurched. Here's security footage from his death. Grainy footage showed the stalker leaving a bar. A figure in dark clothing approached. They talked. The stalker became aggressive. The figure moved faster than the camera could track. The stalker dropped. 47 seconds, professional, efficient, terrifying. Can you see his face? Chen enhanced and zoomed. For one frame, the killer looked directly at a camera. Dark eyes, strong features, handsome in a dangerous way. My breath caught. That's him. The man from 5 years ago. You're sure? Positive. Chen pulled up another image. Facial recognition matched. Alessandro DeLuca. Age 36. Known associate of the DeLuca crime family. Suspected of multiple murders. Never convicted. He's their underboss. The room spun. Mafia? Yes, one of the most powerful families in New York. If he's fixated on you, you're in danger. Not from him necessarily, but from his enemies. If they discover you matter to him, they'll use you as leverage. But I don't matter to him. We met once for 7 minutes. You saved his life. In their world, that creates a debt. Chen showed me more footage. Alessandro in the background of my life. Coffee shop, grocery store, my therapist's building, always watching. For 5 years, we need to bring him in. But he's very good at disappearing, so we want to use you as bait. Absolutely not. Ms. Ricci, this man has killed at least 12 people, people who were planning to hurt me. You don't know that for certain, but I did. Deep down, I did, because I remembered Marcus's last message, 6 months before his death. You think you're safe? I'm coming for you, Valentina, when you least expect it. 3 days later, he was dead. I'd felt relief. Guilt about the relief, but mostly relief. I won't help you trap him, I said, even though he's a serial killer. He's a serial protector. There's a difference. Chen leaned back. Are you developing feelings for a man you've never met? I'm developing perspective. Every victim was a threat. Maybe Alessandro DeLuca is a murderer, but he's not a monster. What's the difference? Monsters kill for pleasure. He kills for purpose. And that makes it okay? No, but it makes it complicated. I left feeling like I was betraying someone. But who? That night, I did something reckless. I left a note at my shop where the roses appeared. I know who you are. We need to talk. Meet me here. Midnight. Come alone. V. I didn't know if he'd come, didn't know what I'd say, but I needed to see him. Needed to understand. Needed to know if the man who killed for me was worth defending. Midnight. I waited in my flower shop with mace in one pocket, a recording device in the other. Lights off, except one lamp by the register. At 12:03 a.m., the back door opened. I didn't hear it. He was just suddenly there. Alessandro DeLuca, in person, real, taller than I remembered, broader. The expensive suit fit perfectly, dark hair styled. Face clean-shaven, eyes more intense than any photograph. He looked at me like a starving man looks at food. You wanted to meet, he said. Deep voice, controlled, faint Italian accent. Here I am. Who are you? You know who I am. Why? You saved my life. That doesn't explain 12 dead bodies. Doesn't it? He stepped closer. I stepped back. He stopped immediately, hands visible. You held my hand while I bled, told me I was going to be okay. You looked at me like I was human. Do you know how rare that is? So, you've been stalking me for 5 years, protecting you, without my permission. Would you have given it? No. Exactly. He moved to the counter. 3 months after you saved me, I did a background check. Found you had an ex with a restraining order, Marcus Webb. I investigated. You had no right. I found his plans, Valentina. Detailed plans to break into your apartment. To teach you a lesson. Photographs of you through windows. A timeline. He was going to hurt you. You don't know that. Alessandro pulled out his phone, showed me photos. Marcus's handwriting. Maps of my apartment, lists of things he planned to do. I felt sick. I couldn't let that happen, Alessandro said quietly, so I eliminated the threat. By killing him, he showed me file after file, evidence on each victim. The landlord's hidden cameras, the stalker's kidnapping supplies, the coffee customer's Rohypnol purchase. I caught him before you drank it, Alessandro said. You never knew. The coffee spilled. Remember? I did remember. 2 years ago, the cup tipped over. I blamed myself for being clumsy. That was you. I bumped your table. The coffee spilled. You ordered new. Safe. You could have just told me. And traumatized you? Made you afraid? I handled it. You stayed safe and unaware. That's not protection. That's control. Call it what you want. You're alive because of it. We stared at each other. Why roses? I asked. His expression softened. You asked about flowers while I was dying. What my mother's favourite was. I said roses, red roses. You said, good, that's good, like it mattered, like I mattered. So every time I eliminated a threat, I left you a rose. You're insane, yes? About you. You can't just kill people for me. Why not? Because it's wrong. Your ex beat you so badly you had broken ribs. The system failed you, so I didn't. That wasn't your decision. Then whose? Yours. Would you have killed him? No! Exactly. You're too good, too kind. You would have waited for him to hurt you again. And he would have killed you. So I made the decision you couldn't. He stepped closer. I didn't step back this time. The night I was dying, you stayed. You held my hand. You saw me. Not the killer. Just me. And I fell in love with you in that moment. I've spent 5 years making sure the world doesn't destroy that light. Tears streamed down my face. By becoming a monster. I was already a monster. You just gave me something worth being monstrous for. 2 feet apart. The weight of 365 deaths between us. I can't do this, I whispered. I can't accept what you've done. I know. I should turn you in, I know. But I won't, because you're right. Marcus would have killed me. I'm alive because you stopped him. Alessandro's eyes widened. Hope, dangerous hope. But you need to stop, I continued. No more watching. No more killing. You leave me alone. I can't do that. You have to... Valentina, the moment I started protecting you, I made you a target. My enemies. I don't care. I care about my agency. My choice. He studied me. Then nodded. Okay, you'll never see me again. Promise. I promise you'll never see me, but I won't stop protecting you. Alessandro, that's the best I can offer. Take it or turn me in. I wanted to argue, but I knew he'd never agree. Fine, but if I catch you, you won't. He turned to leave. Wait, why did you wait a year to tell me? I wanted to give you 365 reasons to feel safe. 365 days of beauty before you learned the cost. He left, silent as he'd arrived. I stood alone, shaking, wondering if I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. 2 weeks later, I learned the answer. The attack happened at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was arranging a wedding bouquet when 3 men entered. Wrong. Everything about them was wrong. We're closing, I said, hand moving toward the panic button. No, you're not, the lead man smiled. Valentina Ricci. Who's asking? Friends of Alessandro DeLuca. He's been very interested in you. Very protective, which means you're valuable. An elderly customer started for the door. The second man blocked her. Nobody leaves. I hit the panic button. That won't help. Police response time is 12 minutes. We'll be gone in 3. He moved toward me. I grabbed pruning shears. Stay back, he laughed. What are you going to do? Trim me. The window exploded. Alessandro came through like a force of nature. Glass everywhere. Blood. Screaming. What happened next took 60 seconds. The first man went down, throat crushed. The second tried for a gun. Alessandro broke his arm. The third ran. Alessandro was faster. When it ended, 3 men lay unconscious or dead on my floor. Alessandro stood among them, breathing hard, covered in blood and glass. Are you hurt? He was checking me, hands gentle despite the violence. I couldn't speak, couldn't move. Valentina, look at me. Are you hurt? No. Alessandro's men appeared. They ushered the elderly woman outside. Who were they? Sorrentino family, my enemies. They found out about you. I don't mean anything to you. We met once. I've loved you for 5 years. To them, that's the same. Sirens approached. You need to go, I said. Come with me. What? They know about you now. They'll come back. I can't protect you if you're here. I'm not going anywhere. Then you're dead within a week. I made you a target by loving you. Let me fix it. How? Come with me. Stay under my protection until the Sorrentinos are handled. For how long? However long it takes. The sirens were closer. I can stay and get arrested, leave you unprotected. Or leave now and keep you safe. But you have to come. I looked at the bodies, at the blood, at Alessandro's desperate eyes. If I go, I'm not your prisoner. You can leave whenever you want. The sirens were on my block. I made a choice. Okay, let's go. We drove to a high-rise in Tribeca, penthouse level, security everywhere. This is your home? One of them. The safest. The penthouse was beautiful, modern, cold, except for a bookshelf full of poetry. You'll stay in the guest room, bathroom attached. Am I safe here? He looked at me. From everyone except me. Should I be afraid of you? Probably, but you're not. He was right. That first night, I couldn't sleep. Too much adrenaline. Around 2 a.m., I heard screaming. I ran to Alessandro's room. He was having a nightmare, thrashing, calling out in Italian. I sat on his bed, touched his shoulder. Alessandro, wake up. He jolted awake, grabbed my wrist. For a second, pure violence in his eyes. Then recognition. He released me immediately. I'm sorry. You were dreaming. He sat up, breathing hard. I don't sleep well. Me neither. We sat in the dark. 2 broken people. Why did you really save me? He asked. Because everyone deserves help, even dangerous people. And now, do I still deserve help? I thought about it. You deserve the chance to become someone who does. Something shifted in his face. Vulnerability. Stay, he said. Please, here. Just stay. The plea of a terrified child, not a killer. So I stayed, fully clothed. Just present. He fell asleep within minutes. I watched him breathe, and realized I was falling for a murderer. 3 weeks of living with Alessandro taught me things I wish I didn't know. He reads Neruda in Spanish, makes coffee how I like it, has panic attacks during thunderstorms, donates to women's shelters, cries during sad movies. He's not a monster. He's a man taught that love looks like violence. Week 1, we barely spoke. Week 2, walls started cracking. He cooked. I set the table. We found rhythms. Week 3, everything changed. I found him bleeding from a knife cut in the kitchen. Let me see. I cleaned it, bandaged it, like 5 years ago. You're always saving me, he said. Maybe you should stop getting hurt. Maybe I like being saved by you. The air changed. Charged. I need to ask something, I said. Why me? He was quiet. Then, when I was bleeding out, I thought I was dead. I'd made peace with it. I've done terrible things, death felt earned. But you appeared. You looked at me with kind eyes and said, you're going to be okay. I've got you. For the first time since my mother died, I wanted to be okay. I wanted to stay. Not because I feared death, but because I wanted to know what it felt like to be someone worth saving. Worth caring about. Worth loving. My heart cracked. You are worth loving, Alessandro. No, I've killed 43 people. I'm not a good man. Maybe not, but you're trying. I see you trying. Is trying enough? I don't know, but it's something. He looked at me like I'd given him the world. That night, the walls came down completely. I can't explain it. Some things are too private. But when Alessandro touched me, it was with reverence. And when I touched him, it was with understanding. We fell asleep tangled together. Safe. Whole. Broken. I woke at 3 a.m. with him wrapped around me. I watched him breathe and thought, I'm in love with a killer. 2 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. I stared at the test, sitting on the bathroom floor, and thought, what have I done? A baby changes everything. Binds me to this world, makes the child a target. How do you raise a child with a father who kills people? I was still on the floor crying when Alessandro knocked. Valentina, are you okay? I'm fine. You don't sound fine. He opened the door. Saw me. Saw the test. His face went blank. Is that yes? Silence, heavy, terrifying. Then he knelt and pulled me into his arms. Okay, we'll figure this out. How? I'm pregnant with a killer's baby. What kind of mother does that make me? The kind who survives, who chooses life even when it's complicated. This isn't complicated. This is impossible. Nothing is impossible. He looked at me. What do you want to do? First time he'd asked what I wanted. I want to keep it, but I'm terrified. Of me. Of what this means. Alessandro's hand moved to my stomach, still flat. I never thought I'd be a father. Never thought I deserved that. But I swear, I will protect this child with everything I have. I'll be better for them. I'll try to be the man you see when you look at me. And if you can't, then you leave. Both of you. I'll set you up somewhere safe. New identities. Money. You'll never see me again. You'd let me go? If it meant you were safe and happy? Yes. I believed him. 3 days later, the Sorrentinos attacked. The assault started at 4 a.m. Gunfire woke me. Alessandro was already up, gun in hand. Stay here. Lock the door. Alessandro. Whatever happens, stay here. He was gone. I locked the door. Called 911. Through the door shouting. Italian. English. Screaming. More gunshots. 20 men. Armed. Sent to eliminate Alessandro and anyone he loved. I thought, he's going to die protecting me. I couldn't allow it. I unlocked the door. Stepped into the hallway. The penthouse was a war zone. Bodies. Blood everywhere. Alessandro was fighting 3 men. Magnificent. Terrifying. But there were too many. I saw the Sorrentino boss by the elevator watching with satisfaction. I made a choice. I walked straight toward him. Into the gunfire. Stop! Everyone froze. Ms. Ricci, the boss said. How kind of you. Alessandro's face went white. Valentina, get back. No! I kept walking. You want me. Take me. I'll go willingly. Just stop the killing. Valentina, no. I ignored him. Looked the boss in the eyes. You're here because Alessandro loves me. Fine. I'm his weakness, but I'm also valuable. I'm pregnant. Complete silence. Pregnant with his child. Kill him. You get nothing. I'll disappear. But let him live. Negotiate a truce. And you gain something better. A blood tie to the DeLuca family. A child that bridges both families. A reason for peace. The boss studied me. You'd sacrifice yourself. I'd sacrifice myself for my child. For a world where they don't grow up in war. Where both families benefit. Insane. Brilliant. Desperate. The boss smiled. Very brave or very stupid, both. Do we have a deal? He looked at Alessandro. At the bodies. Temporary ceasefire. We negotiate. The child becomes neutral ground. Agreed. No! Alessandro roared. I'm not asking. I turned to him. Put down the gun. Our eyes met. He lowered his weapon. The Sorrentinos left. When they were gone, Alessandro's legs gave out. I held him while he shook. You could have died. But I didn't. We didn't. You used our child as a bargaining chip. I used our child as a bridge. He looked at me like I was a stranger. Who are you? Someone learning that protection isn't just violence. Sometimes it's negotiation. Choice. I've spent 5 years protecting you with death. You just protected all of us with life. Maybe that's the difference between us. You kill to protect. I live to protect. Alessandro pulled me close. I don't deserve you. Probably not. But you're stuck with me. We sat in the ruins of his penthouse, covered in other people's blood, and held each other. Two broken people who'd found each other in violence, and chosen love anyway. 5 years later, Petal and Thorn has 3 locations now: Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, all successful, all mine. I'm 34, still a florist, still creating beauty from thorns. Every morning at 6:47 a.m, I find a rose on my counter. Red, perfect, from Alessandro. But now they don't count bodies. They count days of peace. Today is day 1825. 5 years. Sophia runs into the kitchen, dark hair, wild brown eyes, bright. She's 4. Perfect. Innocent. She doesn't know what her father does yet, just knows he loves her mother fiercely. Reads her poetry, teaches her about flowers. Mama, can I help at the shop today? Of course, baby. Alessandro appears, dressed for work. He kisses Sophia's head. Kisses me deeper. I'll be home by 6. Be safe. Always, this is our life. Complicated. Impossible. Real. Last week, Dr. Oakes asked, do you regret choosing Alessandro? I thought about it. Honest. I regret that it was necessary. I wish I'd met him differently. I wish our love didn't start with blood. I wish the cost wasn't 365 bodies. But I don't regret him. I don't regret choosing someone who sees all of me and loves me because of it. I don't regret choosing someone trying to be better. Who reads to our daughter and makes me coffee and is learning that love doesn't have to look like death. And the 365 people he killed? I carry them every day. I don't excuse it. I don't justify it. But I also acknowledge I'm alive because of it. My daughter exists because I survived. Maybe that's not justice. Maybe it's not moral. But it's real. Can you raise Sophia in this world? The Sorrentinos and DeLucas have peace now. Because of her, she represents both families. She's the bridge I promised. But she'll learn the truth eventually. I know. When that day comes, we'll tell her together, all of it, and let her decide who we are. That night, Alessandro comes home. Blood on his suit. I don't ask. He doesn't tell. He showers, changes, becomes the man who reads Sophia bedtime stories. After she's asleep, we sit together. Rough day? I ask. Nothing I can't handle. Need to talk? No. I just need you. We hold each other while Sophia sleeps safely down the hall. Do you regret it? I ask. Choosing this life? Every day. I pull back. What? Every day I regret that loving you made you a target, that our daughter will know her father is a killer. I regret all of it. Then why? But I don't regret you. I don't regret falling in love with the woman who held my hand. I don't regret waking up next to you. I don't regret Sophia's laugh. I don't regret trying to be better. And are you? Better? I don't know. But I'm trying. Every day. That's all anyone can ask. The next morning I wake to a rose on my counter. Day 1826, beside it, a note. I used to count bodies, now I count blessings. You're the first. Sophia is the second. Every day with you is the third. Thank you for teaching me that love doesn't have to look like death. I press the rose to my heart. People ask, can you love someone who kills? Should you? I don't have easy answers, but I know this. Alessandro killed 365 people for me. And I chose him anyway. Not because I'm broken, not because I'm desperate, but because I looked at a man taught that love is violence, and I taught him it can also be roses. because I believe people can change, can be better, can choose differently, and if that makes me complicit, if that makes me morally grey, so be it. I'm done pretending love is simple. Done pretending morality is clean. I'm just a florist who fell in love with a killer, who had his baby, who wakes up every morning and chooses him again. And maybe that's enough. Maybe love, complicated, messy, built on blood and roses, is enough. My name is Valentina Ricci. This is my story, and I'm still writing it. One rose at a time.